What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another one. So you guys are watching Leo Loves Cinema. So today we're reacting to how to take down Jeepers Creepers. If you guys have seen when it comes to horror and stuff like that, this is probably one of the most unbeatable forces in the horror franchise to me personally, because it seems like they cannot take down the creeper whatsoever. It doesn't matter how much damage it takes, it finds some way, shape, or form to come back. And honestly, I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing how they're going to break down how to overcome the creeper. So let's get into it.
Hey guys, I'm Kaya, and today we're doing one of the most requested monsters in the history of how to kill, the Creeper. No, I'm not talking about the DC superhero or those like little guys in Minecraft. I'm talking about my own personal worst nightmare, the truck driving terror from Jeepers Creepers. We've been putting him off because, frankly, he's still mostly a mystery. Unlike Jason Voorhees, who we got to know pretty well over the course of a dozen movies, there have only been 3 films in the Jeepers Creepers franchise.
And this is an old video, so at this time, Jeepers Creepers Reborn wasn't made yet. But like, honestly, and I'm saying this as a person that has watched all of the films, after Jeepers Creepers 2, the franchise completely just fell off. Like, I don't know what happened to Jeepers Creepers, because if for a lot of people that I have talked to when it comes to horror movies, everyone talks about Jeepers Creepers 1 as an all-time movie. Like, people put this in like their top 10 or top 15, but and then Jeepers Creepers 2, granted, it wasn't as good as the first, but it was still serviceable enough to watch. But then as I'm watching Jeepers Creepers 3, I'm just wondering, did they just lose the plot and just woke up on the wrong day and just decided to put out whatever? And then don't even get me started about Jeepers Creepers Reborn, one of the worst movies that I have seen from different aspects, from a movie aspect, from a script aspect, to the characters. The AI was done horribly. The green screen that they used was awful. Every aspect of a movie that makes a movie good, they have hit the nail on every aspect in the worst way possible. And honestly, I don't even know if they're going to be able to salvage this franchise, because after Jeepers Creepers 2, they just completely went off the rail and it just has not been able to recover in any way, shape, or form. I don't know what they're doing. I'm hoping there is some silver lining in all this and it can be revived and there's some life left, but it's probably just long overdue at this point, and probably just far gone at this point. I don't know what they're going to do at this point. I don't.
No one has been able to destroy this demon for good.
He was trying to warn all of us that this thing has been around for thousands of years and that nothing has been able to kill it.
So keep your body parts firmly attached and don't even think about singing that song while we attempt to figure out how to kill the Creeper. This is not going to be easy, people. I mean, for one thing, the Creeper is one of the most formidable foes ever seen in a horror movie.
It just tore its head off.
He's like if you asked a little kid to design the scariest, deadliest monster possible. He's got 2 giant bat wings to swoop out of the sky and grab you, razor-sharp teeth, claws, and talons to tear your flesh apart, and telekinetic control over an arsenal of axes and shurikens.
When they started doing that in Jeepers Creepers, when he had the telekinesis, he's riding the truck and there's nobody driving it, and then he's able to control the weapons. Bro, that really just irritated me in every way possible. I hated that with a passion.
Even worse, he's smarter than your average slasher. I mean, Michael Myers can drive a car, but can he wait in line for a vanity license plate at the DMV? I don't think so. Can Jason Voorhees create a work of art out of his victims' stitched-up bodies? Does Freddy Krueger have a favorite song? I mean, okay, that's a bad example, but still, with all those tools at the Creeper's disposal, it's a stretch to even survive with your eyeballs intact. And if you want to kill him, well, you've got your work cut out for you. It'll definitely take more than a hit and run. Derry and Trish Jenner were driving home for spring break when they make the ultimate horror movie mistake. They stuck their noses where they didn't belong.
Okay, you know the part in scary movies where somebody does something really stupid and everybody hates them for it? This is it.
After a big-ass truck nearly drives them off the road, they could have just kept on going. But when Derry sees a mysterious man shoving bodies down a pipe, his ass decides to convince his sister to turn back and investigate. And soon they learn
and mind you, he was one of my favorite characters in the movie, but also one of the dumbest in the entire movie as well. They did nothing for him at all. Like, I'm watching it and it's like, what were we trying to, and I'm trying to figure out what we were doing, what we were thinking. Because it's like anybody else in a movie, they would have just pretty much said, "Hey, I'm not gonna go back. I'm just gonna go home, call the police, and let them handle it. I'm not gonna be trying to play police myself. Absolutely not." But for Derry, he thought it was okay to do that. And unfortunately, he ended up paying the price for it.
Creeper's secret. Also, if you see a man shoving bodies down a pipe, you don't follow.
Is
Facts.
this your idea of a little adventure or something? Because this is why girls are smarter, okay?
Maybe you just didn't want to go home for spring break.
Because I don't want to go to Florida, it's just old people. And then he died, so. He doesn't just eat people because he loves the yummy taste of human flesh. He consumes their body parts and uses them to replace his own.
Whatever it eats becomes a part of it.
If he needs a hand, he just gobbles one up and boom, it's his, tattoo and all. Vision getting a little fuzzy? Just snag some new eyeballs. There's even a deleted scene where the creeper gets the ability to speak after chowing down on a police officer's tongue.
She don't smell too good. There he is.
There seems to be
I'm
no
gl-
limit
here's
to
the
his
thing.
regeneration, which
And this was part of like the deleted scenes. Like, if you actually are able to get a copy of like the Jeepers Creepers movie, I think it's the theatrical version, if I'm not mistaken. There is a deleted scene in there, and this was one of them. But I'm glad that they didn't do this because it just added more to like the mystery of what this thing is and how it moves and how it operates. So I think having him not talk, I think adds to a lot more of the mystery. You put him in the conversation, with people like that don't really talk, like him and not Pennywise, but Art the Clown, because neither one of them talk. Pennywise talks, Jason doesn't talk, Michael doesn't talk. So you have some element of mystery to them because they don't talk. They just their actions pretty much speak for themselves, which adds overall to the excitement of it. So I'm glad that they didn't go through with having him talk and everything like that. They just kept it as it was.
why no one's even come close to killing him. It's like the crazy old lady says.
I think it's eaten too many hearts for its own to ever stop.
The best our heroes can do is run him over and over and over.
You think he's dead?
They never are.
But after a trip to an all-you-can-eat prison buffet, the creeper's as good as new. The story doesn't have a happy ending, but Trish learns a valuable lesson about the creeper. He's only interested in fear, and when she bravely stands her ground and tries to sacrifice herself to save her sibling, the creeper just takes her terrified brother instead.
Let him go and take me.
Does any of this sound familiar? Like an all-powerful monster who likes his flesh tenderized with terror?
Tasty, tasty, beautiful fear.
But that's not the only thing the creeper has in common with Pennywise. Just like it, the creeper needs his beauty rest at regular intervals. Every 23 years for 23 days, the creeper emerges from his hideout and goes on a feeding.
That's kind of like one of the only few similars that they have, right? Where they go to sleep for like she said, like for many years, and they come back. But the only difference is we've kind of understood a little bit of Pennywise's lore, just a little bit. But when it comes to the Jeepers Creepers franchise and the creeper itself, we haven't really understood or got any word on what the lore is. Now, if you guys remember in Jeepers Creepers 3, I guess they showed at least two of the characters, the past and where it comes from, but it was only shown to them and not us. So I really hope that if we are gonna get a new movie for the Jeepers Creepers franchise, and fingers crossed that it's actually good, but we don't know. Because I really want to know what the lore is and how it's possible to take it down. Now, I think they said if it was in the Jeepers Creepers 3 original script, because I think it was posted like many, many years ago, that it was going to originally be taken down, but unfortunately that just was not the case.
Frenzy. Once he wakes, nothing can get between him and his breakfast. And honestly, the best thing you can do is just wait it out. Originally, the plan was to set the sequel in the future during its next cycle, but production problems forced the second and third movies to take place during the same time frame. So, just a few days after gouging out Justin Long's eyeballs, creeper traps a bus packed with high schoolers in Jeepers Creepers 2. It's the cannibal equivalent of Wendy's dollar menu, and the creeper stuffs his face with a feast of jocks and cheerleaders. If you're a jock and cheerleader in a horror movie, you're gonna die. Once you put on that football jacket,
She's not wrong though. If you're a jock, if you're a cheerleader, if you happen to do the deed in a horror movie, you're done. It's over. There's nothing. And I gotta add something else to the list. If you happen to have my skin complexion, you don't survive a horror movie either.
and have a pom pom, you are dead.
All right, bring your coats and stay in a group.
If you're a high school stereotype, you're dead. Be yourself.
Unfortunately.
You're not a stereotype, just be you. Shoot it in the head is one of the oldest tropes in horror movies.
If you had a gun, shoot him in the head. That's a sure way to kill him. If you don't, get yourself a club or a torch. Beat him or burn him. They go up pretty easy.
But not even a full-blown cranial catastrophe could stop the creeper. He gets impaled through the eyeball with a javelin, which would easily stop your average antagonist, but even with half a head, the creature decapitates a kid named Dante, rips off his old dome, and regurgitates a brand new one. Snot-nosed teens are no match for the creeper, but two townsfolk from the Taggart family have been preparing for this battle for 23 years. Having lost a loved one during the last cycle, they fashion a homemade harpoon out of his flesh-seeking shuriken and weld it to the hood of their own tricked-out truck. They blow off an arm and a leg, but come on, the creeper just lost a head and kept on killing. You think a little dismemberment is gonna slow him down?
Now stand aside, worthy adversary. 'Tis but a scratch.
He hops after his prey, but another harpoon knocks him on what's left of his ass. That gives Taggart Sr. the opportunity to go to town. "35 stabs later, the creeper still isn't dead, but it just so happens that the timer runs out on his 23 days of terror. The movie ends 23 years in the future just before he awakes
And here's the
again.
thing.
But instead of
Watching this, I'm thinking, okay, once we seen the fact that it was about to come, it was about to wake back up, I'm thinking we could have just easily just had the third movie pick up from this, right? And at the end of the movie, we ended up seeing Trish from the original one. You could have had that be like the end sequence of the third one if you really wanted to, and have that go into the fourth one. So it's like, it was right there. All of the movies that they have had at least set up was a layup to continue, but unfortunately they just, for whatever reason, did not want to continue it. I still stand by what I said. The Creepers franchise has fell off since the second one.
moving forward, Jeepers Creepers 3 returns to his original killing spree. It takes place between the first and second movie, so we already know he's not gonna die, but you can scare him off if you can expose his origins. The Creeper is one of the most mysterious monsters in all of horror, which is probably why he's one of my faves. I like mystery. I'm like, the less you tell me about the monster, the better. Because that's why I like it follows so much, because you get the basic rules of the game, and then you're scared because you don't know what the f it is.
We'll play games.
We basically have nothing to go on besides what's revealed in the movies, and they really don't reveal all that much.
It's not much, but it's all we know.
Yeah. This is exactly what I'm
You
talking
can
about right
spend
here.
hours diving through YouTube theories and wild mass guessing about whether he's a former human cursed with immortality or a demonic entity with a taste for human flesh. But honestly, we don't know a thing about where the creeper comes from, and he wants to keep it that way. We know that he's old, I mean like really old,
It's ancient.
and we know he has a temper. Pro tip, don't urinate on giant, scary, booby-trapped trucks filled with dead bodies. It's not polite.
See, stuff like this, that's what I don't like. This like this. I get it, it's booby trapped, but still.
Once again, horror movies teach manners. But if you really want to piss off the creeper, just start snooping around his origins. In the third film, the creeper's on the hunt for one of his discarded hands, because when you touch it, it tells you his terrifying backstory. Nothing can get between him and his hand, not a semi-truck, not a pipe through the head. Not even a zillion bullets from a minigun. It turns out the pen is mightier than the sword because all it takes to stop him in his tracks is a simple sign. We know what you are. And it ain't good. That's enough to freak out the creeper, and he calls off the hunt, but we never learned what she saw when she touched the hand.
Exactly.
We're gonna have to wait for Jeepers Creepers 4 to discover the truth, and given how hard it was for the third movie to get made, we might be in the dark for a long time. Say 23 years. Still, maybe we're
At this
better
rate, I
off
wouldn't be
not knowing
surprised.
all the creeper's secrets. Maybe it's not a bunch of body parts keeping him alive. Maybe it's the mystery. The less you know about what's about to kill you, the scarier they are. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey guys, I'm Kaya.
Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that, chat. Y'all really let me know, because honestly, when I'm thinking of the Jeepers Creepers franchise, like I said, I still stand by what I said. It fell off after the second one. The third one was probably the worst horror movie of that year. And don't even get me started about Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I can't convince you enough of just how bad this movie is. You guys can go watch it if you want to, just so you guys can see where I'm coming from. Because some people might just think I'm just hating on the movie. No, it's really that bad. You don't have a title of horror movie of 2017 and 2022 for no reason. You don't. There's a reason why. There's a reason why it didn't sell out in the box office and in movie theaters. It didn't. There's reasons why people completely, utterly continue to crap on this movie and a franchise and its downfall. And it really starts from the creator and what he was accused of. That's where it starts. Right? So you guys let me know in the comment section down below. Do you guys think we will get another Jeepers Creepers installment in the franchise? And hopefully, do you guys think it will be better than the recent ones that we have gotten since the third one that came out and the Reborn came out? Do you guys think this will be a movie that we will get in the future? And do you guys think they should continue the original storyline that we all wanted, where it's pretty much the Taggarts and Trish teaming up to finally take down the Creeper once and for all? You guys let me know in the comment section down below. I will be uploading more horror content on this channel as well. But with that being said, hope everybody has a great one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.